In the quiet Derbyshire village of Eyam, history lingers in the air. The old stone cottages stand as silent witnesses to a story of courage and loss. In 1665, as the Great Plague ravaged London, Eyam seemed far removed from the chaos. But death arrived quietly, hidden in a box of cloth sent to a local tailor, George Vickers. The parcel, damp from its journey, was laid by the fire to dry, releasing plague-carrying fleas. Within a week, George was dead and panic swept through the village. The disease spread rapidly, marked by fever and the telltale buboes. Fear and suspicion grew. Families locked their doors, desperate to keep the plague at bay. Many considered fleeing to nearby towns, but some realized this would only spread the horror. The villagers faced a terrible choice: run and risk infecting others, or stay and face the plague together. The wind through Eyam's churchyard still seems to whisper the names of those who made that fateful decision. Their story is one of unimaginable sacrifice. The village would soon become a living tomb, sealed by its own people. Eyam's ordeal was just beginning. The world would never forget what they chose to do. Eyam stood at a crossroads: flee and spread the plague, or stay and face near certain death. The village rector, William Mompesson, and former rector Thomas Stanley united to guide the villagers. They urged the community to quarantine itself, arguing that their suffering could save thousands beyond Eyam. The villagers listened, torn between fear and conscience. Slowly they agreed. They would not abandon their homes or doom their neighbours. Eyam would become a prison, but also a shield for the rest of England. The decision was unprecedented. A voluntary quarantine led by faith and a sense of duty. Mompesson and Stanley's leadership was crucial, appealing to courage over panic. The villagers' choice would echo through history. They sealed themselves in, knowing many would not survive. It was a pact with death, made for the sake of strangers. The fate of Eyam was now set. Their sacrifice would change the course of the plague. The villagers marked a boundary around Eyam: no one in, no one out. Supplies were left at drop-off points like Mompesson's well and the boundary stone. To prevent contagion, villagers left coins in vinegar-filled holes, hoping to disinfect them. The boundary was both lifeline and prison. Inside, daily life changed completely. The church was closed. Services moved outdoors to Cucklet Delph, where families prayed at a distance. Every interaction was shadowed by fear of infection. The community clung to faith and each other, even as they were forced apart. Isolation was total. Help could not enter and no one could leave. The image of vinegar-soaked coins remains a symbol of their desperate ingenuity. Eyam's quarantine was strict, but it was their only hope. The village became a world unto itself, ruled by new, grim rules. Survival depended on discipline, faith, and the kindness of distant neighbours. For 14 months, Eyam endured relentless loss. The plague tore through families. The church bell tolled for the dead until even that became unbearable. With the gravedigger gone, families buried their own loved ones in fields and gardens. The Riley graves tell of Elizabeth Hancock, who buried her husband and 6 children in 8 days. Her story is one of unimaginable grief and resilience. Amid tragedy, some survived against all odds, like Marshall Howe, who buried dozens but lived. Mompesson's wife, Catherine, stayed to help but died near the end. The Reverend himself survived. Not all who were exposed perished, and some stories remain mysteries. The fields around Eyam became dotted with solitary graves, each a testament to sacrifice. The village's ordeal was marked by both heartbreak and courage. Eyam's people faced the darkness together, refusing to let the plague escape. Their suffering was immense, but their resolve never wavered. The cost was personal, but the impact was far-reaching. When the plague finally ended, Eyam was forever changed. Of 350 villagers, at least 260 had died, entire families lost. But the quarantine held, the plague did not spread to nearby towns. Eyam's sacrifice became a turning point in public health history. Modern science suggests some survivors carried a rare gene, CCR5-delta32, possibly granting resistance. The village's ordeal shaped future responses to epidemics, cordons, supply drops, and disinfection. Eyam's story is a testament to the power of community and selflessness. Ordinary people made an extraordinary choice, saving countless lives beyond their own. Today, visitors honor their memory, walking the quiet streets and reading the names of the lost. Eyam's legacy is one of courage, sacrifice, and hope. Their decision echoes in every act of collective responsibility during crisis. The world remembers a village that chose to save others, no matter the cost.
If stories like this intrigue you, we recommend checking out the book The Black Death, the intimate story of a village in crisis. Link is in the description.